I do want to watch that.
Feels good, man.
I am actually very interested in that.
Without genders altogether. By the end of this video, we'll find out if identifying as not entirely man nor woman has been
Check him on D's logs. RTBA can do that.
blissful as they live their
Motherfucker's been banned for 4 months and he's still watching, dude. That's kind of cool.
most authentic lives, or if this label has elicited constant shaming and pressure from the outside world to conform within society's definition of normal. Hello, Angel.
Hello.
Jacob.
Hello.
Jeffrey.
Hi there.
I'd love to hear you define what non-binary means in terms of gender.
The gender binary says you got to be in one of two boxes in order to be understood as a person. For the non-binary community, we say, no, I don't have to be in either box.
What questions surrounding the idea of being non-binary do you feel like a broken record?
I was just thinking this exact same thing. Well, actually, never mind. Well, even here, like every fucking NB person is always dripped out the wazoo. I've never seen an NB person just be like dressed like a fucking accountant in Kansas. You know what I mean? Just like, yeah, I'm non-binary. Also, I dress like a fucking dad or an accountant. Like,
do I have to be androgynous to be non-binary? Do I have to use they, them pronouns in order to identify as non-binary? No, you don't.
Isn't they plural? And the response is, what do you say when someone leaves an umbrella somewhere?
Oh, they left that over there.
Exactly, and you're talking about one person.
No, I was talking about the 500 people
fucking owned, dude. I've had this conversation before.
that probably have
Under an umbrella, together.
The least interesting part of it is the pronouns.
Yes.
Like, that is such a dumb technical classification. It's about giving yourself this profound freedom and joy and bliss in your body. And people are just like, but how do I use the pronouns? And I'm like, shut up about the pronouns.
Do you get offended when people misgender you?
I'm personally a little bit more chill about it, but I do know that there are other people who are non-binary out there who it is really, really painful for them to get misgendered. It just
To be fair, I've only met chill-ass MBs who are like, yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. But, you know, everybody acknowledges that we are on our worst behavior on Twitter, like all of us. And certainly that kind of activity gets heightened, I would say. That kind of anger gets heightened on the Twitter sphere.
depends on who it is.
For you, you feel like it's more about the intention behind it?
Yeah, especially the aftermath. Like if somebody misgenders me and then I correct them, how they react afterwards is really more of what I look for.
Someone can use the wrong pronoun and mean it with a lot of love.
Misgift banned? I banned him when he fucking... So one of his mods banned me, dude. Immediately. Here, I'll unban you.
And just not know better, you know? And I think that
I did it on stream. You guys didn't see that?
Important for us to hear people's intention and then meet them where they're at and then be like, oh, actually, I do use they, them.
Right, because it really comes from a matter of, do they respect me or
Right.
not?
I think most people are well-intentioned and most people are trying to be kind and respectful.
Do you welcome people asking you questions?
Always. I have the right to sort of be like, I don't feel like talking about my gender right now, but I'm down for questions and I'm down for like just, you know, a very easy curiosity.
Pago Paulum, unban Misgive, you small streamer wannabe political Andy. Oh, political Andy. Oh, Miss Kids, dude. Y'all are funny.
And a kind sort of wondering, because most people we don't have good language for all this stuff yet. Most people are still pretty early in figuring a lot of this out.
When did you first realize that you did not identify with the gender that was given to you?
As I grew up, I kind of was comparing my experiences with other kids and seeing how they would react to certain things, and everyone was just super obsessed with certain girl things and girl clothes, and it's not that I was obsessed with only boy things, but it's just I didn't see that binary.
Anything that you were interested in was fair game,
Right.
while many other kids would say, oh, that's a boy thing to do, oh, that's a girl thing to do.
Exactly, yeah, I just played whatever was fun.
I knew I was this way in kindergarten. I would get in trouble for taking all the dresses and not letting anyone else wear them.
Were you in trouble because you were hogging it? Or because it was not a boy thing?
Both?
I never had a moment where I didn't realize it.
As long as you can remember it.
The moment that people introduced conceptually the idea of boys and girls, I was just like, well, that's dumb.
You're like, that is a societal construct.
Right, like, that's stupid. I was like 3, and I was just like, I don't know about that one. Because all that gender was, for me, as a child, was just things that were forbidden.
I remember a group of kids making fun of me because I had a purple lunchbox. And they were like, that's gay. And I was like, I didn't know what that word meant. But I was like, you said it in a way that I feel like it's not a good thing, so therefore I should not want to be this.
How many Y's in the word gay? How did they say it?
It was like somewhere between 3 to 16 Y's. It was like, that's gay.
I mean, that is the appropriate amount for a purple lunchbox. I hope you eventually came to the realization that you were gonna keep your lunchbox. And
I wish I could say that was the case.
yeah, not a lot of us do.
I remember going home and being like, Mom, can I get a new lunchbox?
What's going on in the chat? I already unbanned Misgive. It's too late.
I was like, why? I was like, I just don't like that one anymore. And that's where the communication ended.
It's like you don't go home and say that to your parents. And you somehow learned that that's how those people are, and you don't want to be it. And
All I know is
it's
it's 'cause
so
it's
taboo,
bad.
you shouldn't even talk about it.
Do you feel like you were misgendered at birth?
Oh, definitely. I believe that most people are actually misgendered in so much as the moment we have a gender assigned to us, anyone, even if you identify as cis, even if you feel yourself to be a man, the moment the label man was placed on you, there was at least one expectation of
Absolutely.
manhood, the minimum one, likely more like thousands,
Yeah.
that did not work for you. If people were just like, hi, this is Jake.
This is not a troll. What do I say to a non-binary person in regards to working in the service industry? I say sir and ma'am based on visuals already, but never ran into a non-binary person, and I wouldn't know what to say, but I want to be respectful. I think you've probably already ran into plenty of non-binary people, and you just probably called them sir or ma'am, and they didn't get upset at you. You know what I mean? Call them thempers.
Go fuck yourself, Hasan.
Go fuck yourself, Hasan.
Go fuck yourself, Hasan.
Fuck you, Hasan.
Go fuck yourself.
Big drama. That's fucked up, dude. Big drama, boys. That's fucking big drama. Oh my god.
7 months hassle.
Wow. This is fucked up. Wow, dude. Wow.
Hi, Daddy.
Saying sir and ma'am was a dumbass tradition. Just say good afternoon, morning, and ask their names. What? Do you work in the service industry? Do you know how fucking have you been to a restaurant? If someone asked me my name at the restaurant, I'd be like, it's Hasan. What?
Exclamation mark.
You defended Alinity and this is how she repays you? Yeah, it's pretty messed up. I thought we had something. Alinity, I thought we had something. Kind of devastated by this. Messed up. So your hobby, you have to fix your hair? Honestly, I kind of agree with them. I'm going to go mod for Alinity and Maya now. Maybe they'll actually read my 21 subs out loud. Bye forever. Sag. Wow, it's over. Anytime I've gone out and someone started calling me by my first name based off like my credit card or something, creep the ever-loving fuck out of me. Yeah.
makeup, they're a person.
That's a wild concept.
Right. Then I'd be like, oh, I'm just cool. Like, so can I go
Hasan looks like a water buffalo.
play with dolls? And they'd be like, yeah, some people play with dolls.
That's a person thing to do.
Yeah, that's a person thing. Yeah, like, can I like glitter? Yeah, that's a person thing. Cool, cool, cool. Can I kick a soccer ball sometimes but not love it that much? Yeah, that's a person thing.
People do that.
People do it. Yeah, totally. You know, like, it would be so much easier and would have saved everyone a lot of grief and confusion.
What do you wish that you would have been gendered as?
Did you just fuck with her sandwich? Did you just fuck?
What is this?
Some horrible things to it. It's okay.
Nah, I actually fuck with Hasan heavy. Dude, Hasan's one of my favorite people in the world. I love him. I love him. And you know that, chat. You know I love Hasan.
Yo, fuck this guy, dude. He's a liar.
Wait,
Fucking hate that guy. Just call them bestie if you're ever unsure. Yeah, just tell the fucking person who you're like, you know, walking over to the table bestie, dude. That'll be good. That is a successful way to do.
Yeah. I'm fucking drunk.
Is she eating a half sandwich? Like, I don't understand.
For me, one of my favorite, my favorite.
He was just trying to get unbanned. Don't listen to him.
Is this?
Hey, bestie, how may I help you? Just call him Barbs. You know what I mean? That's what I would do. I'd say, hey, Barb, what's going on?
Probably non-binary, honestly.
Non-binary.
I would have loved a blank slate.
Right,
like if my
right.
parents would have just been like, hey, this
We're
is
like,
Angel.
Don't circle M or F. Just kind of leave it blank. We'll figure it out later.
We don't have the time for this.
How did your parents play a part in this whole journey?
My parents thought it was their job to make me not like this. Because my parents used everything they could think of: withholding affection, telling me God doesn't love me, hitting me, beating me up. Everything that they could think of to get the queer to leave my body. The bittersweet thing about my dad.
Yeah, it clearly, once again, of course, conversion therapy, it definitely works. Okay, it worked. Definitely not torture, definitely not child abuse, clearly worked. So, you know.
Free balling with under desk fan.
Is he apologized to me when I was like 33.
How was that to hear?
It was good to hear at the time, and I started immediately to grieve the 6-year-old who needed to hear it then.
How did your life change after hearing that from your parent, knowing that they came to the realization that they didn't do what was best for you?
I certainly understand that both of my parents were acting out of their own programming.
And their own fear of what might happen to you if you weren't the way that they envisioned your perfect life.
My dad literally said I was afraid of what other parents would think of me because of who you are.
And that was personal for him.
Many of our parents are programmed to think that they are failures just because of naturally who we are. And of course, that's going to rub off on us. I was taught so thoroughly to hate myself. You know, if my parents are going to treat me this way, I'm going to treat myself this way before they can even get there.
It's the easiest way to get converted to fucking being banned, bitch. Okay, here's a question. Here's a question. You're hooking up with a non-binary person. To all the MBs in the chat, what do you use? Like when you're you know, when you're doing sexual speak. Barb. You say Barb? Oh, fuck yeah, Barb. Yeah, keep sucking that dick, Barb. I love that, dude. Who said bestie? Yeah.
Lucky 13.
Oh, that's good. Jack is pretty funny, too. Obviously, you say buddy. Are you calling your sexual partner sir or ma'am? Yes. Always. You shouldn't speak during sex. Be in silence, revel in the moment. What?
There, right? I'm definitely going to be teacher's pet of self-hate, and I just went so thoroughly there that eventually the pressure just built and built and built and built, and I needed to do something very drastic, and I moved away to a Buddhist monastery to be able to look at all of these patterns and to just have space to learn.
My girlfriend usually says Hasan. Oh, damn, dude. Sorry to hear that. Use my little meow meow.
To be quiet with myself.
Quieting that internal monologue that was berating yourself constantly.
Or even taking a look at it or ignoring the internal monologue or learning to live a life that doesn't depend on it so much, right? I don't think I'll ever be able to get rid of the programming. But I certainly can get rid of the self-hate, and I certainly can treat myself well.
Yeah.
And I do.
Damn right. Do you feel like they kind of came from a place of fear, of fearing that if you didn't fall within these confines, that you might be hurt, you might grow up to not enjoy life or be bullied or whatever?
I think I was in my mid-20s when I first heard, like, my dad and my mom admit to me that they were scared for me. A lot of where it was really coming from was a fear that the world was going to hurt me because I am who I am. And the really f***ed up part is that they're not wrong. The thing I had to explain to them is that we will never live in a world that doesn't try to hurt people like me unless I live this way. There are risks.
Wait, do you know how sexual orientation works for MB? Pan. Right? I think I got that right.
I have to take in order to create.
No, not necessarily. Bi. Bisexual. Pan can be seen as transphobic. Wait, really? Why? Wait, that's confusing. Like, non-binary people are trans, no? That's a long history? Wait, I'm confused by this. Okay, hey guys, when I ask a question like this isn't the opportunity for you to spam fucking question marks. Okay? This isn't the opportunity for you to spam question marks like I'm asking the question. You don't get to be like, how do you not know this, dude? Like, I'm clearly unaware, and I'm not asking from a place of people have been saying pan bad because it insinuates that bi people are transphobic. The whole pan is transphobic thing is a dumbass argument that people use and isn't true. Transitioning from one gender identity to another is being transgender. Okay, I do know that NBs, non-binary people, are trans. That's correct. Or was everything I know, everything I know about gender, was that all a lie? Yeah. I don't think so. I think so. No, motherfucker. Yeah. Yes. Non-binary people are trans. What the fuck? Trans just means you don't associate with a gender you were assigned to at birth. What the fuck? If you don't associate with either gender, then you're trans. Wait. Yep, but also some MBs don't ID as trans. What the fuck do they identify as then? Okay.
Love you best.
If you're an MB lesbian, as a chatter said, doesn't that mean you're A woman then that hooks up with other women,
Hassle.
which would then mean you're like, that's confusing. Really, please don't start the pan bi discussion. Yeah, I don't care about that. They can identify as trans or MB, whichever they most associate with, even if they are MB. Yes, MB is under the trans umbrella, though not all MBs identify as trans in addition to being trans. MB is included in all sexualities, since current sexualities follow binary genders. Mostly anyone can be attracted to an MB as long as they acknowledge that they are MB. No non-binary people just don't identify as a gender. Trans people identify as a gender different from what they were assigned at birth. Wait, what? No, that's literally not true. So non-binary people, non-binary people are not associating with a gender that they were assigned to at birth. So they're not cis. How so does that mean non-binary people are cisgender then? How the fuck are non-binary people cisgender? I think you guys are making it up right now, some of you. Like trans people don't have to just be women or men. The MB community didn't really widespread refer to themselves as trans until recently. There's a lot of discussion around that in the community, even though I personally believe we are part of the trans community. Sexuality is also really complex for us, so not just pan, in my opinion. I don't know, man. This is why I say queer. It's just a catch-all, okay?
Lit.
I feel like you guys got to go back to the council and you know, discuss it. There's seems like there's some discussion afoot, you know? Figure it out, and then come back to us cisheads and describe to us what's going on. There's a lot of trans lore you don't know. Lesbian can be used because the labels feel comfortable for MBs, not just because it's girl and girl definition. If you're assigned male and identify as female, you're still within the binary, but trans, no? If you're a non-binary lesbian, it just means you're only attracted to females. If you're a non-binary lesbian... Wait, why? If you're a non-binary gay person, you're only attracted to males? Is that what that means? But gay means MLM, male love male, and lesbian is woman love woman, right? But if you're non-binary, you're non-binary love woman. Lesbian equals no attraction to men. Lesbians can still be attracted to MB people. Non-binary can't be trans because they never identified as any gender, so how can they transition gender? I work in the D. Trans doesn't mean you fully transitioned. Trans just means that you're not cis, i.e., you are not the gender you were assigned to at birth. I work in the DEI field, and I never heard that non-binary identify as transgender. How the fuck am I a dumb himbo on the internet who is a relentless breeder? And I have a decent understanding of this.
Yeah, ye.
Trust me, as a veteran of queer Facebook discourse, it's not a rabbit hole you want to go down. Lesbians are non-men attractive exclusively to non-men. Huh. Damn, I didn't realize that we were going to open up a can of gender worms.
A world where I am safe.
What do you think has been the most difficult moment in your life surrounding being non-binary?
Eventually becoming estranged from my parents. We're not in contact. You know, it has to do with a whole lot of things, obviously, but it has to do with the respect I've given myself.
There are NB women and NB men doesn't equal genderless? Wait, what? There are non-binary women and non-binary men? What does that mean? Like, does that mean the gender you were assigned to at birth is like a woman or a man, but you're non-binary? So some MBs don't identify with any gender, so they don't identify as transgender. This is a hard discussion. It's still talked about extensively within the trans community. I don't think you will find a one solid answer here. Yeah, it seems like this community is not going to come to a single answer on this. Non-binary people don't associate with a gender, therefore I think queer is a better term than trans. There's no transition into some gender. It's like abandoning gender roles imposed on you. Hassan, think she, they, like non-binary, but more feminine influences. Non-binary trans woman here. I was born a boy, but I am trans, so I use she, her pronouns, but I am non-binary because I don't conform to gender roles. Okay. Yes, it means you don't think that man, woman encompasses your entire gender identity. Someone kind of sort of feels like a woman, kind of sort of like a man, gender fluid, etc. So if one of the people in the video was only attracted to women, would they be lesbian? I don't know. I mean, I personally don't really care. It's just, you know, whatever. Do you. All right, let's keep going.
You told yourself that you didn't have to experience.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very bittersweet thing because it's a big change. And that's the bitter part. But it's also a sweetness because it is something, it is a symbol of respect for myself.
I'm like trying to hit on people or trying to like meet people or trying to like go on apps. And then I'm like, but why am I not being treated as if I'm hot? Because I am.
Because you're different?
And yeah, it's because we don't know how to treat gender different people as just attractive and cute in the ways that we are. There's a stigma, right? There's
in the comments right now, there are dozens, if not hundreds, if not thousands of people saying, I would date him.
I mean, right?
Yeah. I mean, Jacob, single.
Hello.
Ready to mingle?
Yeah, fully prepared.
Single, ready to mingle.
Yeah.
You know where to find him.
And if anyone who was watching, that was an like apostrophe EM. Find them.
You knew what
I knew it was
meant.
a apostrophe EM.
I'm like, you'll find him.
Right, no, there was no aspirated H. I heard no aspirated H.
What is the most difficult part about explaining what the term non-binary means to people who are just completely unfamiliar?
People who were not in on the creation of a language find it very hard to explain who they are within that language. So for us to explain deeply who we are using a language that is so weighed down with its very binary past is...
In simple terms, lesbian doesn't always mean women loving women. It can mean someone who loves only women, so therefore MBs can use that term. Someone who loves only women would literally be like me in fucking 3rd grade making a joke about how I'm a lesbian because I only like women. Like that confuses me. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Like that's a joke I've made. You know what I mean? Like when you're a kid and you're like, ha, am I a lesbian? Yeah, I love women. Like that's like
Poggers.
Yeah, the key is not man-loving women. Penis attraction regardless of physical appearance. Bias attraction to two plus genders. See, Joe Biden was right, dude. My man was right about that when he said at least 3. All right.
Is really difficult. And most people snap to an assumption that we're just so weird. But it really is just that English is so weird. and doesn't have the pronouns, the capacity, the language, the words.
How do you feel about gendered languages?
Oh, I hate them. Get them out of here. I was on a panel in Florence with non-binary activists.
Bro, this person fucking traveled, okay?
Who had to talk about how everything has a gender. So pencil, plant, that it is so etched on who they are that there's a binary because of the way they speak and how that affects you.
And you're constantly reminded through the language that was spoken by your ancestors, that this has been something so deeply ingrained into the culture that it's not going anywhere. And that you're wrong if you don't fit within that, because even the language is built upon that.
Turkish. Gender neutral language. It's fucking true. It's fine, you know, not to get all fucking Grey Wolf here, but literally true, dude.
Exactly.
How do you feel about people who, you know, even if they're well-intentioned, say all non-binary people want to be referred to in this way?
If you're attracted to an MB and they're femme presenting, then you're still straight because you're attracted to the femme appearance. It doesn't make you queer. I mean, yeah.
It drives me crazy.
Yeah, it's like, I know. Otherwise, you, what? Or I guess I'm queer then? Like, I don't understand. Is that how that works? Should I be saying I'm queer going forward? How does that work? Well, you aren't? No, I'm straight. I'm a fucking disgusting cishead breeder, dude. Our attraction is somewhat fluid for most, and we don't need to accept that. I think I spammed too much. Now I'd better calm down. Just thought that it might be a good time to come out. What the fuck? You just don't want to admit you like femboys? I don't, dude. Oh my God. Stop trying to fucking stop. It's not going to happen. Okay, femboys? I keep telling you and you don't listen. And then you keep saying like, no, dude, one day you're going to do Femboy Friday. You're just like on so much copium. Like so much fucking copium, dude. No. I'm sorry. I am non-binary pansexual because pansexuality is more inclusive of my personal preferences. But I know plenty of other MBs who identify as gay lesbian because it's more inclusive of their preferences. Sexuality and gender should be seen as decoupled from each other. What's the point of not liking them? I mean, I've been pretty honest about this. I just like, you know, I don't want to fuck dudes. Doesn't do it for me. Sorry, dudes. Being MB gives you the superpower of making everybody who's attracted to you suddenly queer. Bro, like half the fucking sex workers that we appreciate the content of are like them presenting NBs. Like everyone's queer then. You know what I mean? Like literally everyone's queer then.
Because it completely like shatters the entire concept of being non-binary.
Yeah.
Now that people who are non-binary are starting to get a little bit of push in media and in shows and things like that, they all look like me. They're super skinny, they're white, they're assigned female at birth, and that
literally, what are you talking about? I'm basing it off of what the chatter said, that like a female assigned at birth NB, if you're attracted to them as a straight person or you thought you were straight, then you're queer. That's what a chatter said, and I'm telling them that, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm stealing queer valor if I say I'm queer. You know what I mean?
Is not where it ends. Like, people who are non-binary are so diverse in how they look and how they act and how they present because it is such a broad term.
You can look fairly conventional and still be like, yeah, but I don't think of myself in those terms, and not feel like they have to look like me in order to call themselves non-binary.
I was saying the opposite, bro. Come on, please. What? If you're attracted to an MB, then they're femme presenting, then you're still straight because they're attracted to femme appearance. It doesn't make you queer. No, you said the opposite. Someone else said the opposite of what you said. You said that, and someone was like, no, that's not true. You said that. I read that, and then someone was like, that's not true. I mean, I can't go all the way back to that point in the chat, but there was hella people that literally said, a lot of people in the chat literally said that's not true.
Ajan.
I think that that is true as well. I was just surprised that people were saying that's not true. I think, for the record, I think this person is right. Like, I agree. I think that's how it works. And someone was like, no, you're wrong. I'm trans and all this talk is hurting my head, not gonna lie.
Binary. You don't have to look a certain way in order to identify as non-binary. You can just say, you know what, this gender shit's kind of stupid. I'm a little fed up with it. I would like to feel a little more free in my life.
Do you think society as a whole would function differently if no one was assigned a gender at birth?
If you know somebody's MB and are sexually attracted to them, you are not cis though. Wait, what? You just literally made that up. That's like, what? What the fuck? That's okay. Even I know that's like completely incorrect. That's the most incorrect statement in the chat, dude. Do you know what cisgender means? First of all, that has nothing to do with sexual attraction, has nothing to do with gender. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna do. Yeah, I dated Janice Griffith, who came out as non-binary, and because of that, I will be taking my HRT and starting my gender confirmation. My gender confirmation immediately. That person meant straight, by the way. It's heterosexual is what the word you were looking for, not cis. I'm a cishet male and I acknowledge that trans women are real women. Is it inappropriate to only sleep with a trans person if they have bottom surgery? I'm sorry, it was really confusing me. Do not get started on that.
Yeah, I think it would be different. I don't think it's a good idea. What I really would love is just for people like me to be more accepted.
If you see an MB person that presents feminine and you're attracted to them, that would make you queer because they're still MB. So no, you aren't straight in that case. We did it, boys. I guess I'm not straight. We did it. It's who knew? Non-binary people have magical powers. Remember when I said that everyone in the chat was saying this? Well, this person is literally saying it again. It's not, if you get with an MB, then you're not straight. It's disrespectful and you'd be misgendering your partner. Then if you call them a woman, you no longer be dating a woman, you're dating an MB then? I love just like rad lib gender discourse. I really do. Mostly because I'm super privileged and very outside of this sphere. But it's really funny whenever someone's like, nah, you're not straight anymore. Like, okay. All right, I guess it's time to wave the flag, boys. That's it. I was. It's a little late. I should have done it in June, but I love that people think trans people can magically make others straight, gay, pan. Yeah, this MB conversation is totally invalidating to trans women and trans men who advocate all the time about how like you can be straight and date / hook up with a trans woman, but let's not talk about that. That's that was the point I was trying to make originally with that discourse, but sexual orientation oriented to the where the hoes are at. True. People are big dumb about the issue. Go on MB TikTok. You think I'm gonna ask like a fucking 17-year-old non-binary influencer on TikTok about these questions when like I have some of the I have a massive community full of queer folk in here, and they themselves are having a hard time coming to terms with like one consistent idea. Like, why the fuck would I ever, decide how things are by asking a single NB individual? I fucking told you not to go down this rabbit hole, but you never listen. Some of you are actually fucking debate lords, okay? Especially a lot of old community members.
6 months, love you, Hassan.
Like, Catherine 100% is just here for the smoke. Look at this. Let's discuss the difference between pan and bi. Why are we having sexual orientation discourse here? Shit. Hasan, just create a Tumblr account. You know you want to.
Bought a Lexus non-binary, my dust.
You want to be more inclusive rather than saying, let's get rid of all of it.
Indeed, it's an addition and not a subtraction.
How does all of this affect legal documents like your ID and whatnot?
It's definitely a shit show. I'm out, I'm living my non-binary identity. I want to be perceived as, gender neutral. Part of that for me is having documents that reflect that, especially when I go to the bar and I hand them.
Someone who's mass presenting, but MB, if you're attracted to the mass part of me, then that's your sexuality, LMAO. I'm tired of these fucking idiot rad libs saying otherwise because it makes it look even more of like a fucking joke to normies. Just because I'm MB doesn't mean I don't also present mass. You're literally making us look worse.
"18 months and I finally had sex."
We want less queer discourse and more murder. I'm begging you. Completely real here, and I mean no offense to anyone, but how do NB and trans people expect your average person to understand this stuff when you get 20 different answers to one question? They don't. Literally, they don't. The people that get mad at you for not understanding it immediately are people that I yell at every day in this chat. Most people in this chat don't operate like that, at least anymore. There was a time and place where they probably did operate like that because they're so used to like having their guard up from everybody constantly invalidating them and shitting on them. But in a safe space, in a relatively safe space, most trans and MB people are not gonna fucking are not going to rip your fucking throat if you're like genuine and asking a question. You know what I mean? The people that do that are in the wild and have been attacked a fuckload. But I think that chatter who said you are not cis was onto something. Yes, this is Hasanabla. Fun. I'm literally trying to order barbecue to my brother's for his like birthday party thing. Hold on. That's what's
This
going
better
on
not
currently in the
awaken anything
background.
in
That's
me.
why I'm like having a hard time. I'm late. I thought we were meeting up at 8, but they want me to go now, so that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm a little out of I'm not like my MB male trans exclusionary feminist. That's why I exclusively attracted to the top of the hour break. Good one. You should have tipped the rider? Fuck no, dude. I never do. Is this you? Yes.
3 Hassle 3.
Hold on. I did it. I fucking did it, bruv. Oh, I fucking did it, bruv. Alright, then. Murder, baby game? No, none of that. It's actually... I will be playing Zelda Baby Game Skyward Sword on Friday, or Return to Baby Games and gaming in general. Okay, Lil Krish. I love that Lil Krish went from... I love that Lil Krish went from fucking trying to start drama to like literally having drama in intra-community drama. Did you see the recent Dave episode about matching with Doja Cat on Raya? Shut the fuck up. Are you serious? No way. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? I don't know why people expect more from you than what you already do. Not to sound like a boomer, but a big reason why you get 20 different answers to a simple question is because young Zoomers spewing unhinged ahistorical takes because they've never read up on queer history. I think a lot of people, first of all, gender is already confusing. Let's be fucking real. It is incredibly confusing. It's literally confusing for queer folk. So, of course, it's going to be confusing for cisheads. Anyone who says it's not is literally insane. Like, and I know that there was like a lot of rad libs back in the day who used to say it's not, and they're wrong. But I think a part of this stems from how confusing it is, slash people learning about gender from fucking Tumblr. You know what I mean? She believed he lied. Okay, dude, I'll do that. Looking back, it's insane how you used to do 14-hour streams all the time, dude. Okay, then stop saying we need to figure shit out before we try and present you with nuance. Wait, what? Are you actually mad? What? How the fuck are you gonna get mad at me for that, dude? What is SBEV? I get Bloodzo's barbecue. It's my favorite. Anyway, here's the 3-minute ad break. I'm done with the stream today for today. I gotta go and hang out with my family. So here is that. Please, I need to see the girls again. What's her at? Trying to 50 Shades of Grey right now? What girl? People use it. It's too confusing as an excuse to act bigoted, though. What? No. No, I'm saying that it's confusing, and that's why it takes time for fucking cisheads to learn. That was the argument that I was making. It's not even an argument. It's just the fucking truth. Ultimately, just like be kind and understanding and open-minded. Okay, that's it. Too late for this unlock. Just go chill with your brother. Dude, never gonna sub Pago has said fuck off. I'm unsubbing I think 50 times today for every single thing. Then why even look at it and do live takes if you don't fully understand? This guy is literally trying to fucking stun lock me into not getting out of the stream. Like this person thinks that like if they stun lock me, I'm just not gonna fucking leave the stream, when in fact I am. And I'm gonna raid Will. So love you guys. And I will see you tomorrow, okay? For some reason I can't raid Will, or am I raiding Will? It's not showing up on my end. Okay, no, it is showing up. Alright then. I'll fucking see you tomorrow. I'll fucking see you tomorrow. Alright, gents. Bye-bye.